what's up? So, I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm going to the Historic Plane Museum. Just trying to do stuff that I always think about doing, but never do. Never really even seen a plane up close before. Definitely never been on one before. These are all historic ones that apparently still work, and they go to air shows and everything. I don't know about these ones out back. This is just what I can see in the backyard. Right beside the airport, of course. They even got little planes. See, there's like stairs to go up. So I don't know, maybe you can even go on the planes. If you can, that's freaking badass. So I'm gonna head inside and pay the fucking fee, because there's a fee to this. But it's not outrageous, so I'm gonna go check it out for the first time. It's kind of cool. There's like an old school tank here. Just a random old tank. Badass door. Serious ass tires. Gun thing. Recognition and memory of the efforts of approximately 40,000 Canadian Armed Forces personnel who served in the 162 Canadians who died in the cause of bringing peace and freedom to the people of Afghanistan. 2001-14. Alright, now I gotta find the entrance to this museum. Here it is. I know I'm allowed to film in there, but I don't like to film in when I'm getting my ticket and stuff. It makes people feel all awkward and shit. And I don't see any actual planes yet. I'm madly misinformed if there's no real planes here. Cool history stuff though. It's pretty neat. $149. Not sure I like planes that much. Pretty badass art here.
I will let you walk around here for 5 minutes. Stay here. Stay here, please. Stay here.
Searchlight.
Sorry.
That's weird. Say hello, Edith.
Hello there. I am Edith White. I'm originally from Brampton, Ontario, and grew up as a farm girl. In wartime, I was a riveter and worked at Victory Aircraft Limited. Would you like to learn more about my story? I can tell you about what life was like on the home front for women, factory work, the Canadian aircraft industry, or what it was like working for Victory Aircraft. Tell me what you'd like to learn about.
How is Victory Aircraft?
Aircraft manufacturing was one of our country's most significant contributions to the wartime effort. It also requires many skills, from die makers, drop hammer operators to riveters and fabric workers.
No, Jerry. His name is Jerry.
That's pretty cool. You just say their name and then they start talking to you. Got some films here, but there we go. Here we go. So we go out here. They have a school trip going on. Pretty cool artwork here for sure. Kids helicopter ride. Pretty neat. I didn't know they had that immersive thing there where you can like, okay, this is what I was looking for.
No, not her. I knew you were. Warm enough for me today? Actually, is there any like how is it for you though?
I don't know what any of these planes do, but I know that they all still run. And this is where they restore them. So this one's being restored. Little kitty in the window. I thought they would, I guess they don't give like a guide or nothing like that, but I wonder how these were used for war, like which ones, what they were used for. This will probably tell me primary trainer. Okay, so that's what these ones are. These are like trainer planes. At least from what I read. That's pretty badass. I'm pretty confident that you can't actually physically get in any of these planes as a regular average Joe. Well, holy fuck, like, those are the, like, what is that even for? Like, people sit there? Ladder, I assume people sit there. I don't know. That's just I have no idea what that part is for. Okay, now this is a big ass plane with guns on it. This is clearly a restoration as well as this. It's all the fucking same plane. Yeah, we can't run in here, okay? Serious ass plane. Well, that's like a airport area. You get in a lot of trouble if you go through there. Definitely a pretty cool place. But I thought there would be like more. I don't know. I guess I was expecting more. The immersive thing's pretty cool and all that. I don't know, I thought people would be around to like talk to you about it and whatnot. Everybody just kind of seems to look away when they look at the camera here. And one lady looked right at me and shook her head like nope, and then stepped back. Bouncing the hump. Not sure about that. Some amazing artwork here, man. Have that fucking thing flying towards you, man.
This was actually the Swiss Air Force used this particular.
Oh, sit down, sir. Please
Drone flying here too. Planes are intimidating, man. Big ass sons of bitches. Douglas C. Dakota. Everywhere's got donation box. Ah, that's where I was smelling the oil from. Remove before flight. Like a gun shooting thing? I don't know. Oh, an injection seat. Got an ejection seat there. I didn't expect there to be a school field trip today. Makes it awkward, like I don't want to walk up with the kids there and start asking the guy questions on their field trip when he's explaining shit to them. They're talking about tour guides, but I think tour guides are something different than just paying for the regular package thing, like entry fee or whatever. Some weird stuff. Yeah, it's not all I expected. I expected a little bit more, but I don't know what I expected, really. Not a terrible area, but I'm not sure just walking through here was worth 16 bucks. Although it is cool to see planes and all that stuff up close. I seen one that said you can't go on here unless you have a tour guide. Thinks it's 3 people. Restoration work. Didn't notice that. Little gun to fuck you up with from the window.
This is
that there's not 50 kids here, I'm gonna look through some stuff in this area. Battlefield jackets, suits. Lady had some pretty small feet. Let's see what this guy says. Hello, Jerry.
Hello there. I'm Flight Sergeant Gerald William Alexander Bell, but please call me Jerry, as all my friends do. I was born in Rochester, New York on February 9th, 1909, but I was raised in Hamilton, Ontario. My father was a foreman of National Steel Car Limited and a veteran of the Great War. Growing up, I really loved sports and I was very athletic. I originally wanted to become a doctor and planned on studying medicine. But things turned out a little differently than I expected after I discovered flying. Would you like to hear about how I fell in love with flying, my athletics career, the barriers I overcame while joining the auxiliary forces, my early days in service, or how I climbed my way up the ranks to a rewarding career? What are you most interested in learning about me?
What barriers did you face?
Sorry, I didn't catch that. Take a look at the keywords below and try again.
Overcoming barriers.
In early 1936, I wrote to the commanding officer of number 19 Bomber Squadron at the armories on James Street North that I was interested in joining the Air Force. At the time, auxiliary force members did not get paid, but I really wanted to serve. By June 1936, I was accepted into 119 Squadron at Hamilton as a Batman. Well, as a Batman, you're kind of a personal servant to an officer. You see, because I'm black, I didn't have the same opportunities as others did, even if I was more qualified. So, I started at the very bottom and worked my way up. At the time, I was the only black airman in the Royal Canadian Air Force. The low number of black people within the pre-war and wartime RCAF was due to barriers put in place which prevented many from enlisting.
Continue.
After I enlisted, the RCAF adopted policies and regulations that excluded men of visible minorities shortly before the Second World War. The policy would restrict enlistment of, quote, men who are not both of pure European descent and the sons of natural-born and naturalized British subjects. Under this policy, that lasted until 1942, people of color were not eligible for enlistment or re-enlistment. Even after things changed and more opportunities opened up, the RCAF relegated people of color to the least esteemed general duty trades, a policy that reflected institutional racism.
Goodbye, Jerry.
All right, well, it was nice talking to you. Goodbye.
Alright, we'll do one more. Hello, Art.
Hello, my name is Arthur Franklin Adams, but call me Art. Today, my job will be known as a loadmaster, but back then, I was called a kicker. We were named kickers because it was hard work to push, heave out, or kick supplies through the side doors of the airplane to parachute them down to the ground. I've got many stories to tell. I could tell you what I had to go through to enlist, or talk about my military service in the RCAF, or I could tell you about life in the Burmese jungle. What are you most interested in hearing about?
Life in the Burmese jungle.
The weather conditions in the Burmese jungle were difficult. The heat, the rain, and the monsoons made it some of the hottest and dampest conditions in the world. All of our crew members wore kukri knives. They were extremely practical for everyday life in the jungle.
Show me a kukri knife.
This is called a kukri. It's a sort of machete with a curved blade. It's used both as a tool and as a weapon. It's originally from Nepal and was carried by Nepalese men. It later became the common weapon carried by the Gurkha in the Nepalese, Indian, and British service. Gurkhas were Nepalese soldiers in service of the British Army. I met a lot of them. We also had to train Gurkha paratroopers. When the British invaded Rangoon, they went in from the sea as well as from the land because of the monsoons. The Gurkhas refused to fly with the Americans, and they refused to fly with the British. They said the Canadians had trained them, and that's who they were going to fly with. Our jump masters did it. There were 800 of them, and they didn't lose one.
Continue.
Jungle life meant we slept in tents just off the dirt airstrip. For the first few days, we slept on the ground. Later, we made beds out of bamboo and gunny sacks. We had to be careful as there was all kinds of snakes. There were crates, and if they bit you, you'd be dead in 30 seconds.
What kind of snakes?
There were pythons, cobras, and vipers that we had to be careful of. You had to shake your boots out every morning because there could be one in there. During the heat of the day, we just wore shorts and our bush hats, and of course our kukris. After sundown, you kept your sleeves rolled down and didn't wear shorts to keep the bugs off you.
Continue.
We had an excellent doctor who we needed because of tropical illnesses. And even though the cooks did a really great job using what they had, when I came back home, I never wanted to eat rice again because we had rice in every form, and sometimes it was rice disguised as something else. Despite all that, I always enjoyed the Burmese people. They were very nice.
Goodbye, Art.
All right. Well, it was nice chatting with you. Goodbye.
That's pretty cool and immersive. Said something about give yourself 2 hours or something like that in there. I mean, it was a half hour, and that was me kind of, I guess I could have like been more in depth with it. If there was like a school trip there and like nobody was explaining anything or talking about anything, it was just kind of they were doing their own thing, and they had a school trip planned clearly. It's not the first time that's happened to me where I go somewhere, then there's like, it just happens to be on a school trip where there's a bunch of kids there doing nothing, which is what it is. They were off to the side playing with drones and stuff, but that little questionnaire thing was pretty cool as well. But I'm not sure if it was worth the money. It was a cool experience. It's nice to get out and do something different, but I don't feel like it was worth the $16 that they charge. I feel like it's kind of, but other than that, it was a good time. I gotta edit a video now. Yeah, this is the Warplane Heritage Museum at the Hamilton Airport. I never come down this area, but I used to work on the other side here at Amazon. But other than that, I'd never come down this far. As soon as the bus turned off, I didn't even know it turns down that one street. I'm like, I can't think I've ever come down here. Drove by on the road there. I drove by this a few times, but I'd never come down this road.